Hi guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Jemmima and my absent number is 19. Today I will tell you a story about Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, there lived two children whose names were Hansel and Gretel. They lived with their father and their stepmom. Their father worked as a woodcutter. Times were hard and the family had a tough life. One night, the children were woken up by a conversation in the next room. Their stepmom said, "They eat far too much. If they keep on like this, soon we will die of starvation. We must get rid of them. Let's do it tomorrow." But the father said, "No, I don't want to abandon my children." He didn't think the plan was a good idea, but his wife was very persistent and she kept talking and talking until he was convinced and willing to do what she said. "Hansel, tomorrow we're going to die. Remember, Gretel, what shall we do?" Hansel reassured his sister that they would survive. Get a good night's sleep, and as soon as his sister fell asleep, he went outside and filled his pocket with white pebbles. The next morning, the family woke up early before sunrise, and the stepmom said, "Today we're going to cut some wood. It's going to be a long day. Take this piece of bread, then don't eat them before noon or they will get hungry too early." Hansel gave his bread to his sister because his pockets were full of pebbles. They went deep into the forest. On the way, Hansel dropped a pebble behind him without telling anyone. After a while, they stopped. Their stepmom said to the children them to sit quietly and wait them to come back. Hansel and Gretel waited for the whole day. They knew that everything they had heard before was true. "Don't worry, Gretel, I dropped a trail of pebbles all the way here," said Hansel. "Let's eat our bread and have a sleep. Tomorrow we're going to back home in the morning." They made their way back home. The father was so happy, but the stepmom has an evil plan. The next morning, the stepmom did the same thing as before. She left the children alone in the forest, and Hansel didn't drop some pebbles, but this time it was Gretel's turn to be brave. "Let's walk. I'm sure we're able to find our house," she said. They saw a white bird singing on the branch. It flew up and hit. The children decided to follow the bird. It led them to a house. The house was built entirely from chocolate with a roof and made of cake, and windows made of clear sugars. The children started eating the house. Hansel took a piece of the roof, while Gretel cut the part of the wall. Suddenly, the door opened and an old woman came out of the house. "Who's eating my roof and walls?" she yelled, but when she saw the kids, she spoke again, this time in a much softer voice. "Please come in. I can see you're hungry. I'll make you a delicious breakfast right now." They went in. The old woman made them pancakes with a maple syrup and gave them the milk to drink. The brother and sister thought they were in heaven, but it's not. Turns out, the old woman was a witch. She grabbed Hansel by the hand, her eyes glittered red, and she laughed a creepy laugh. "Stupid children, didn't you understand that I made this house to lure you in? I will now fatten you up, boy, so that I can eat you." She dragged Hansel into a small dark room. "Come on, girl, start cooking some delicious for your brother. By the end of the month, he should have got." They made their way back home. The father was so happy, but the stepmom has an evil plan. For a week has passed. The witch said, "Hey you, this is the biggest pot in the kitchen. Fill it with the water to the top. I'm going to cook him today." When she finished filling up the kettle, the witch helped her to put in the big oven. Then the old woman started the fire. A little while later, the witch pushed poor Gretel towards the oven and said, "Get in and see if the water is boiling yet." But the Gretel thought that the witch wanted to push her into the pot and cook her too, so she cleverly answered, "How can I get inside the oven? Please show me that I can check the water." "What's wrong with you?" the witch yelled. "It's so easy. Look, you just need to step here and Gretel shoved the old woman into the oven. Then she quickly closed the oven door. The vicious witch burned into a scrape. Gretel rushed to Hansel's room, unlocked the door for him, and gave him a big hug. "Hansel, my dear brother, the witch is dead. Let's get out this weak house and find our way home." They found the way back home. "Father!" screamed Gretel. when she saw him at the porch looking more miserable than ever because his wife had died. "My dear children, you're alive!" the father exclaimed joyfully, and the three of them hugged. Finally, they could have a carefree life and live happily ever after.